is a constant, but not necessarily those factors. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Nightingale of India, Srimati Sarojini Naidu once said, and I quote, "We want deeper sincerity of motivation, a greater courage in speech, and earnestness in actions while talking about change." 2020 brought a lot of change to all our lives. The whole world was evolving too quickly. Losses of jobs, stricter policies on expenses, loss of jobs, businesses, no sympathy to stay afloat. Perceptions of life has not changed, but living changed overnight. This not only brought the distance in physical means, but also emotionally. My company was going through the downside, so some changes were inevitable. As a team leader, it was our responsibility to evolve psychologically to deal with these changes. I personally wouldn't have wished to do so, but had to because of the majority needed that. For most of us to keep at bank or keep floating, we had to think strategically not to get drowned in our own waters. 2020 showed a different world to all of us. As a leader representing the team to the management and the management to the team, I had to be cautious about what and how I'd say and talk, especially while taking a step forward. All changes with the new normal had to be conveyed to the team, and they had to have the transparency on where we stand. Well, I started to think about what's the difference between communication and communicating a change. Yes, we all know change is inevitable, but communicating change is more challenging. A person who shares information about changes needs to be very articulate, not just about the actions, but words as well. He or she needs to be more cautious about the discriminatory alerts as well as psychological aspects of human beings. Being receptive to others' talks and show which is their story or which is not outside their own story, evaluation had to be done by individuals. Receptiveness to understand their experience is a learning experience in its own. It helped individuals to prepare themselves to be alert, cautious, anticipate, as well as predict. I ensured that I followed all these steps while communicating change as a leader. Empathy towards exiting employees and empowering the existing employees took a forefront. When the management kept saying continuously to downsize, reduce expenses, layoffs, unpaid leaves, pay cuts, etc., etc., we as a team came up with a ray of hope. As a team, we all agreed on the following. As we proposed to the management on the stance where we would like to work, they readily agreed and approved the following without any wait or suspense. Along with the emotional baggage that we have had, we also agreed to certain things like no social events for the year, no sponsoring of any event, no education loans or the sponsorship for any educational programs of all the employees, a pay cut of 5 to 15% depending upon the strata or the position that you are in the company. Perks on local travels was withdrawn. Annual travel plans were now reduced to biannual. Individuals need to pay 15% on the medical expenses. All cosmetic and the pre-medical conditions that people had, we didn't have any insurance for that. What remained the same? Educational advances for children, 75% of insurance, medical insurance, and a cut of 5 to 25% of the pay according to the level of the employee. It was not just about preaching, but practicing in sincerity brought a lot of commitment. IT did not exist as a department now. It was everybody's job. So it was considered as someone's, now it is everybody's. My team members shouldered the responsibilities and took it in their stride by equipping themselves with all that is possible as computing skills. They slowly took the accountability for all the practices. There was more willingness to take the lead of the accountability. This strategic plan of wait, learn, transparency in communication, clarity in the purpose, as well as distributive leadership helped us to create a niche for ourselves in the society and communicate that we were a part of the same community. What do we do when the change is very specific? As celebration comes as a side note for all these things, change brings people together. It may divide too, but change in life truly has been a constant. This change was all about those non-constant factors. Life is to live. Thank you.